Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes. How are you all? Welcome back to all my returners and hi to any newbies. It's so great to have you here. Please do stick around a while. And if you like what you see, give me a thumbie. They are free. So this shouldn't be an overly long video today, but I didn't know whether I'd even have a video. So surprise! So the two people that have saved me with a little bit of content today is my gorgeous YouTube mama and Alaskan crafter Jan and my YouTube Auntie Lala, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. I will link both of those wonderful ladies down in my description box. Go and check them out. Go and find out more about this. I will explain a little, but they have all the details. Now, they did a live on the 31st of July. I will link that live down below. Go and watch the replay. You may find it of interest. And this was something that I didn't think that I would jump on board and join in with, but I cannot let my mum and auntie down, right? So I am going to do my very, very best. Now, they have had another crazy idea to help support the Boggy Creek Blanket Brigade. Now, if you don't know what Boggy Creek Blanket Brigade is, you need to head over to Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too. Basically, in a nutshell, there is a camp in Florida, USA, called Boggy Creek Camp. They take in seriously ill kiddos and give them the camp experience that they may not otherwise be able to achieve. Now, what they are doing is they are asking that we make and donate blankets to that camp so that the kiddos can have them on their beds for their stay and then keep them forever when they leave. Now, the Boggy Creek blanket requirements are they have to be 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 inches to 50 inches long. If you want to make a square, make it 40 by 40. Anyway, I joined in with this last year and I am joining in with this year. Now, last year, Mama Jan had the idea for many of us to make a stained glass window effect blanket, and a lot of us did, and a lot of us managed to get enough of those same themed blanket so that Boggy Creek has agreed that a complete cabin will have all the beds in those stained glass blankets. Now, that was absolutely wonderful. So for this year, Mama Jan has come up with another little idea for us to join on board with. Now, there is absolutely no pressure. If you are not able to make a blanket, if you cannot afford to ship a blanket, we totally understand. However, thousands of us did join forces and thousands of us did join in, and this may be a fun little extra thing that you may want to participate in. If you cannot afford to do it, we get it, no pressure. Just cheer us along and be our cheerleaders on the sidelines. That is all we can ask for. But if you do want to join along, well, let me tell you. Jan and Lala found a blanket pattern that fits the requirement of the measurements. Now, this blanket will be 40 inches wide by 50 inches long if your tension is correct. So, strongly encourage you to do a gauge swatch, because if the blanket is too big, they will not give it to the kiddos. It will be at Boggy Creek and it will stay at Boggy Creek, but it will not go home with a child. So if you want to join in and you want to make one of these, then you will have to meet the gauge and make the size required. If anything, if the hook you are using for the gauge swatch is absolutely on point, we recommend that you go down either a half hook size or a full hook size to make it that smidgy bit smaller, to make sure that you will definitely hit the size requirements. You can always add a border to something that is a wee bit small. You cannot take stitches out if it is too big. Now, the blanket that they have chosen to do is called the Cats Meow blanket, and it is a design by Sweet Potato 3 on Ravelry. She is also called Christine Norgal, I believe. I will show you it here. I have purchased the pattern. There we go. And that is what the blanket will look like. So you've got half in multicolour, half in solid. But of course, you can do it in whatever yarns you choose. As long as you hit gauge or slightly under gauge, you will be absolutely fine. Now, not only have they come up with this scheme of us making the same blanket, they have actually put a time limit on it. This is a challenge. There are no prizes. This is just a community project. So if you're looking for giveaway prizes, this is not the place to be. However, on a lovely little side note, in the run up to launching this challenge, which has to start on the 1st of August, which by the time you'll see this, the 1st of August has long since passed, Lala was giving out copies of the pattern. She was gifting copies of the pattern. I don't know whether she is still prepared to do that or not. You would have to get in touch with her. But the pattern is quite a affordable price. It is a paid for pattern. I bought it with my own money because I felt Auntie Lala's pennies could help those who need it slightly more than me, and I wanted to contribute. So I bought the pattern myself, but also my lovely Mama Jan has said that she will gift 2 people with $40 towards shipping. How she is going to do that, I do not know. How she is going to select the 2 lucky people, I do not know. That will be up to Mama Jan, and you will have to keep a close eye on her channel and information from her regarding that. And also another content creator has also pledged to give a shipping gift as well. Now, of course, blankets are quite weighty items and can cost a fortune in shipping. So for Mama Jan and the unknown other giftee to give 3 people a chance to help with their shipping is absolutely amazing. The fact that Lala has bought this pattern for several of you lovelies watching is also fantastic. So not only is it a community project for us all to join in with and have fun, they have been super generous as well. So Lala and Jan, you beautiful women, thank you so much on behalf of those wonderful people that you have helped join in with this project. I am going solo, but I am joining in and I will keep you updated. Now, the time limit that I mentioned for Auntie Lala and Mama Jan, they only have the month of August to complete this because they are doing it as part of their Vlogust. And they also have other things going on, such as Hooker versus Hooker and other awesome things alongside it. So for them, they only have the month of August to complete. For the rest of us, we have up until the 14th of September. So you need to have started this on the 1st of August and have it completed by the 16th of September. And they also encourage you to send pictures of your completed blanket to them to know that you have in fact completed the challenge within the time limit, especially those of you that were gifted with the pattern itself. It is only fair and right that if you have been given a pattern, that you make the pattern, you send the picture to prove that you have made it, and then you do honour the promise that you are going to send it to Boggy Creek. Because to not use those funds and that pattern in its initial purpose is not right and not fair. So if you have received a pattern from Auntie Lala, please make good on the promise that you will make it and you will send it to Boggy Creek. Anyway, enough of that. Let's keep it positive. So I will have to go shopping in my stash. Now, they do call for a medium 4-weight yarn. I do not have a lot of that in my stash, guys. Most of my stash is DK or even 2-weight yarn. So I am probably going to pluck off 3-weight yarns from my stash, and I'm going to have to play with that gauge swatch to make sure that because I'm using a thinner yarn, that I use the correct hook to make it the size that it needs to be. So you do have options. You do not have to use the yarn stated, but please, 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 if you are going to change the yarn weight, that you change the hook size accordingly, because those measurements are the most important thing when it comes to this blanket. As for colours, Go wild. We have been advised that the children at Boggy Creek love bright, crazy, amazing, gorgeous colour schemes. The beauty of this pattern is that it encourages you to use a variegated or striping and a solid. You could go even crazier, guys. You could use 2 different variegateds, 2 different self-striping, 2 solids, whatever you want to do. You have complete artistic license with it. However, please be aware that some of these children are on strong medication, so we would advise that although it's bright and cheerful, it isn't kind of psychedelic or crazy. Um, you could also use scraps if you do not have these quantities of yarn that you are going to need for the blanket. Just use whatever scraps you've got and make it a happy, scrappy cat blanket for those kiddos. So yes, I am going to be hard pushed to get it done within the time limit, but I am going to try my very, very best. I never swatch anything. I wing it. But for this one, I am going to break that rule myself, and I am going to gauge swatch as well. I will put a link to where you can get this pattern on Ravelry down below, as that is the cheapest option. Be warned, it is a paid pattern, but in my opinion, it is a very reasonably priced pattern, and just think of the joy that the completed blanket will give to those super special sick kiddos over in Florida. So I will link Jan, I will link Lala, I will link where you can purchase the pattern, and I will also leave the video of the live that they did that explains this in a little more detail. If you are going to join in, please do make sure you do it in the time required. Please do make sure that you do fulfill the promise that you will send it to Nancy in Florida. And please, 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 please do the gauge swatch. It is super important. We would hate for you to do all of that hard work and then a kiddo not be able to take it home. So I hope I have covered this well. I hope I have cleared some questions up. This is not my thing. This is purely Jan and Lala's challenge. I am just jumping on board and using my platform, my channel, to spread the word and get as many of you involved as I can. Like I said, absolutely no pressure. But if you cannot participate, can you please at least come along and support the rest of us? So you will be seeing this blanket a lot on Jan and Lala's channel as part of their Vlogust. I am not doing Vlogust. I am just doing my usual content because I do content almost daily anyway. But I will, of course, be giving you updates as and when I can, and I will be trying my very best to get it done within the time constraints. Now, Manfa's put pressure on herself again, hasn't she? Cheers, Auntie Lala. Cheers, Mama. But in all seriousness, I really do want to support 2 incredible, amazing women that are in my Yarny life, who I love with my whole heart. And this will go towards my target of how many Boggy Creek blankets I want to get done this year. So bring it on. Let's do it. If you want to go purchase the pattern, go right ahead. If you want to join in, we will be more than glad to have you. And please send your pictures to Lala and Jan. But if you wish to share your pictures with me as well, I will pop them on my community tab as and when they come in. So, on your marks, get set, go. Now, a lot of you will have already started. Like I said, this will be coming out way past the 1st of August. But if you are a quick hooker, you will be able to make up that time really, really easily. So there is still plenty of time to join in as long as you don't feel pressured or stressed to do so. So, like I said, on your marks, get set, go. And we will be featuring this a lot more as time goes by. Thank you so much for your time today. Go and check out Lala and Jan. They are awesome human beings and I love them with all my heart. Have fun with this blanket. Make it filled with love for that special child that receives it on the other end at Boggy Creek. And I will see you in the next one. But until then, stay safe, be kind, look after one another, get some good quality time in with your loved ones, and get some good quality crafting time in. I will see you in the next one or around the YouTube streets. Bye, guys. Love you loads.